What's up, cleaning bosses? Welcome back to the Cleaning Boss Podcast, where we want to give you everything you need to become the ultimate cleaning boss and also the home of the Cleaning Boss family. As always, the Cleaning Boss Podcast is brought to you by the Cleaning Boss software, software that allows you to run your cleaning business from anywhere in the world, complete with features like GPS, geofence, timekeeping for your employees, scheduling, and a location dashboard that makes running your business from your phone extremely easy. So check it out. You can start your 14-day trial for free right now at mycleaningboss.com or mycleaningboss.app. Also by Nine Media, the marketing agency that does social media for business results. And you can visit us at ninemediacreative.com. But today we're talking about starting that cleaning business without ever touching a broom, without ever cleaning yourself. That seems to be the holy grail of starting a cleaning business in today's day and age. So we're going to talk about that today, and we're going to make a plan on how we're going to be able to do this. Be able to start our cleaning business without ever cleaning ourselves. So let's talk about it.
Love, this for all my boss babes. Go do your boss thing. Loving how you boss, babe. This for all my dreamers and my doers and all the entrepreneurs. Just believe in what you're doing and pursuing love. This for all my boss babes. Go do your boss thing.
One of the main things that I see searched for or asked in the comments is how do I start the cleaning business without cleaning? I don't have time to clean, or I have kids, or this, that. I just, it doesn't work for me. I don't want to clean. How do I start the business without cleaning? And we're gonna get into that now because it is possible. I don't want anyone to think that it's not possible. Someone does it every day where they start a cleaning business and they have success and they never touch a broom, they never touch a vacuum, and it's 100% possible, especially in this industry. You get to build this business any kind of way that you want. There's no wrong way to build a cleaning business. Now, I've said that a million times, and those of you who are in this game know that there's no wrong way to do this. You can have success doing things a lot of different ways. And I had a comment on my YouTube page, one of my previous videos, that sparked this particular podcast. This is an impromptu podcast. I don't know if you guys can tell. There's no plan for this one. There's no script. There's no guests. It's just us today. But I wanted to bring in one of the comments that was left on my YouTube channel, and I didn't want to make an actual YouTube video because I didn't want this person to feel singled out, or I didn't want this person to feel like I was like trying. I don't want them to feel like I'm trying to embarrass them or call them out. So I wanted to do it on this podcast platform where it's audio first, and I don't have to worry too much about like them feeling like I'm trying to put them out there because that's really not what my goal is. I really love you guys and I really want you to have success in your cleaning business. And anytime I'm like harsh or combative or I'm going back and forth with you guys, it's not because I just like to argue. I really care about this industry and I care about you guys' success, especially if you follow me. I really want you guys to have success and be able to say, I listen to this channel and I'm also a successful cleaning business and this guy knows what he's talking about because the things that I tried listening to him works. And so that's the reason why I'm doing it this way. So if you are listening to the podcast and you want to see the video version, you can become a member of the YouTube channel. Paid members are able to see the visuals for the podcast. Other than that, the rest of my YouTube videos are available for free. Audio live streams are still available for free, and this podcast audio version is available for free. But yeah, we're talking about this today because there was a young lady, and her comment says, I'm a new stay at home mom. I started my cleaning business 2 weeks ago, and I'm struggling financially to the point that I'm afraid I won't be able to afford rent soon. My husband doesn't earn that much right now. His is our only income right now. I don't know how to clean. I plan on hiring subcontractors, but I'm terrified to screw up. I don't know if I can do commercial cleaning or who to hire to do that type of work. Do you have any advice? I don't have money for ads. Thank you. So when I hear or receive comments like this, it really speaks to me directly. I mean, you guys know my story. I started my cleaning business as a homeless man. And I was going through a lot mentally as well. That was making doing anything, let alone running a business, extremely tough because I mentally wasn't all the way there. And financially, I was just as bad as I was mentally. So now it was extremely hard, and it was a tough place to come out of. And I'm not bringing that up here to kind of go back over my story, but this, and when I get comments like this of people who are saying that they're near there or they feel like they're in dire straits or they feel like they're at their last rope, these are the people that I really like to help, because it's where you can make the biggest difference. The more money you have, the difference in your happiness level or your well being becomes marginal. The more money you make, and I think after like $75,000, you really don't make much of a noticeable difference in your happiness one way or the other. But but when people reach out to me with stories like that are similar to mine, like I feel for them, and I feel for you, Art, and it it triggers me in a way that makes me really want to help. And this comment, I really, if you're reading this comment and you can find the person who commented, or if you end up coming across them, or the person yourself, if you see this video, please remember that I'm only even talking about this out of love for you, and I want to be able to explain myself in a longer form so that I could add some context to my thoughts, because I don't want you to feel like I was attacking you, or being combative or anything like that. Uh, but yeah, so I'll stop trying to preface it and get into the podcast. But so my response to her in the comments was, I was like, do you feel like it would be easier to just learn how to clean, or do you not want to clean? Cleaning isn't hard. We all have probably cleaned our own space at some point in our life. Yeah, you probably have more knowledge than you think, and tutorials are widely available on YouTube. Not to mention, you get to keep all of the money instead of trying to pay other people. I would suggest taking care of you first. You're not at the stage to hire people just yet, and that's okay. And she also responded with saying, I don't plan on cleaning because I need to stay at home with my baby. She's a newborn baby, 6 months old. So she plans on hiring contractors. And that's the plan. So that kind of brought me to where we need a plan to be able to build our cleaning company without hiring cleaners. And there is a 100% a way to do this. But I also something needs to be addressed. We have to address the elephant in the room, because what is the actual goal here? Is the goal to be able to pay your rent, or is the goal to be able to look like you have a cleaning business, or to I it's not to say that I'm not trying to be dismissive, um, or kind of pushing aside the fact that you have a baby at home. But from what I hear, I'm now saying I don't know everyone's situation, so I'm going to pretend to know a little bit about your situation, even though I know when you assume you make an ass out of you and me. So I'm going to just kind of put myself in the position to be an ass, look like an ass. But it sounds like two of you guys are in the home. So that means, one of you can be working and one of you can be with the baby, whether you alternate that or not, or however you feel about doing that. But you're trying to do something that is not common. It's not common. It's common for when people have babies to stay home with the baby. Like, that's a common thing. That's a common thing. That's what everyone wants to do. So something different would be you still finding a way to get work done to chase your dreams, even though you're in this time period where you need to spend. And that's not saying that you have to be the one. If you have someone who's with you, you have your man, your husband. If you land accounts, he can go out and clean. And I'm not saying that because I think you cleaning is the way to build the business. I'm saying that because, based on the things that you described in the comment, being not sure how to pay rent, that lets me know that the finances have taken a hit. The finances are not there. And I would rather you have the money than to have this business. There's no, like, that's an emergency. You don't, that means, like if you're not going to be able to pay rent soon, then, like, that's an emergency. That shouldn't be a problem. You should have 3 to 6 months of all of your personal expenses saved. That's just basic personal finance. And if you're not in that position, then I honestly, I don't like advising you to just hire people, or you to go straight to hiring contractors, because you're not, anything can go wrong, and you're out of money. You're too close to being put out of business. That is what I'm saying. Is you're too close to being put out of business, and your things that happen in your personal life can start to affect your business. Things that can cost you money in your personal life can make it to where you can't run your business effectively. And so I'm not saying that to say don't try to hire contractors right out of the gate, but I am saying that before you try to bring on other people into your business, make sure that you yourself are okay. That, like, the family, somebody's got to work. Usually people are only working their day job for that 8 hours, and then they clock out and they don't do anything else. There needs to be something else done. Like if you're trying to actually get to the next level, then just working your regular 9 to 5 isn't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. You need more income so that you can build up your savings. And then once you have a savings, you can start to do things like actually build a business. But you can't do that from a place of stress. You're not going to be able to build a business from a place of being completely stressed out. You have to take care of you first. You really need to take care of you first. So that's the main reason why I'm suggesting that you go and you clean those first accounts yourself, or your husband go and clean those accounts, or he stay home with the baby and you go clean those accounts because sure that you gotta work, he's working, not sure you can work and stay home with the baby or whatever. But there has to be something. Something has to move. Something has to shake. Something has to give. Because the the profit off of one client or one new client, and you pay the contractor that whatever that percentage is, whether it's a 60-40 or 60-30, you can't live off 30% in the beginning, and 30% is not going to be anything until you get to a significant amount of money to where 30% can actually cover your expenses and being able to cover the taxes on on your business and the software and things that you need for your business. That 30% is not going to be enough to cover your rent. And so you even if you got one, two clients, even maybe even three clients, especially if you're doing residential, even if you got three residential clients tomorrow, like you're not in a better position to be able to solve the problem, which is your own personal finances and your ability to be able to keep your keep your place and afford your rent. So I highly suggest that you just not be afraid of the work, or finding a way to get the work done. Not forever, not forever. Just those first few checks that you can save and just bank and just hold on to make sure that you guys have something, so that worst case everything stops and no money comes in, that you're good for at least 3 to 6 months. So that you're not stressed, and you can continue to look for new business, or figure something else out, or pivot if that day ever comes. But it's really hard to grow and scale from a position of stress. So I'm not. I'm really trying my hardest. I don't want you to feel attacked. I don't want you to feel singled out. But I really think that this can help a lot of people, because I get this a lot, and I don't ever get a chance to talk about it. And it really is. It really is because of that. Because I'm afraid that people will take this as some like type of slight towards them. And no, that's everybody thinks like that. And if you're thinking like everybody, then it's probably not like you in general. Aside from this person, just going and talking about everybody. If you want to, if it was easy enough to just start your business from home while you raise your baby, and you never do any of the work in any business. If it was that easy to just get that done, don't you think way more people would do it? There's people who research day in and day out, night in, night out, year after year, on ways to make money. Cleaning is not new. This is not a new industry. I promise you, that would have been done a million times over, and it wouldn't work anymore. Like, it's not what you're after is not something that's going to be an easy. Oh, I'm just going to do it from home. I'm just going to you know do it part time on the side. Like, no matter how you slice it, no matter how you look at it, that's not going to happen. And a lot of people think that it's going to happen like that, and they want to blame the coaches, or the YouTube video they watched, or the process that they followed, or the thing they downloaded, or the course they took. They want to blame all these things, but you're thinking that buying or spending this money is going to build your business for you, and nothing that you buy online is going to build your business for you unless you buy a franchise. And even that, you're still going to have to try to grow your particular area of that franchise. So it's not gonna. It's not. If it was that easy, like it literally would be everybody doing it. Everybody would do it, and the people with money would have done it a million times over, and we wouldn't even have the opportunity to. And so, I mean, and it shouldn't. It's something that this is something that you should want to work hard for. You should want to try to put everything on the line for. But just in to start with, basic finance, basic personal finance. Save some money and work for the money. If you run from the work, you might as well hide from the money. You have to go and get the money. You have to put in the work. And for some people, if you're in dire straits and you don't have money, you like all the money that comes into the business, you need to put that towards fixing your own four walls, your own house around you. You're worried about paying somebody else. You need to get paid. You need to get paid. You need money. You're trying to help another cleaner. You're trying to help somebody else when you need to be helped. You need to help yourself. Like, I wouldn't like looking back, I wouldn't dare consider bringing on somebody if I myself wasn't taken care of. But like you start to playing with other people's livelihoods and their business, and they start depending on these things, and something happens. You got to be able to be okay yourself. People start to depend on you. You get into contracts and agreements and things that can put you into an even deeper hole if things go south. Have money. It's so much better to say you have money than to say you have anything else. Anything else. There's not a single thing that I can think of that physically in the earthly thing. There's not something I can name that I would rather have that than the cash for it. If it can be purchased with cash, I'll probably rather have the cash for it. For a while, at least while I think about it. Give me the cash first, at least. But you gotta have have some money. Take care of yourself first. Pay yourself first. I know I'm not the first person you've heard say that. Pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. If your four walls aren't up, then you got bigger problems than try where to find employees or where to find contractors. But speaking of that, contractors aren't hard to find. A lot of people are trying to start cleaning businesses these days. A lot of people want to work for themselves. A lot of people want to have that freedom. Want to do something entrepreneurial, and that is a benefit of having contractors. I did hear AJ talk about that. I didn't build my business through having contractors because I was always on the opposite end, being receiving the contract from receiving the contracted work, and I didn't like that, and I never even thought of just being the contractor and hiring other cleaning companies to do the cleaning for me. That sounds bulletproof. That sounds genius. But yeah, there's some huge benefits to working with contractors. You get people that are business owners, people that are thinking business, and so they tend to be a little bit more reliable. They tend to want to perform a little bit better. You usually don't have a problem with those type of people showing up because they're entrepreneurial. They want to grow their business, and if you're bringing them business, then they're right by your hip. So uh, cleaning businesses are not hard to find. Anyone who's a cleaning business you can have as a contractor, as a W-9. and and yeah, and you negotiate whatever splits you want to do, whatever 70-30, and you make and maintain those relationships. It's the same way with employees, whether it's employees or contractors. You need to have that list. Contractors will obviously, that list is a lot stickier than an employee list that of people that you haven't hired yet. But contractors that you've worked with before or plan on working with, that list is always valid. So as you're making relationships and you're finding new cleaners, you put them on that list, and when things come up, those are the people that you reach out to, and those are the partners that you work with. um, and you're just 100% of the time growing that list and reaching out to that list as new work comes in. um, but yeah, that's not hard. W2 On the W2 side, yeah, we're in the recruiting business. That's why most people want to work with contractors, because they don't want to do the recruiting side of the business, which is what the business is. It's all recruiting. It's not hard to find cleaning accounts. It's not hard to convince people that they need cleaning. Everyone knows they need cleaning, and the people who are going to get their building cleaned are going to get their building cleaned regardless. In a lot of places, it's required. So cleaning is not a hard sell. What's hard is finding people that are going to show up every day and do the job right. Uh, but with W-2 employees, I will say this: you get a lot more control over that process. You get a lot more control over who's hired, what type of values they have, um, how they go about doing their job, the things that they wear, and how they present themselves to your clients. You get to control all of that stuff, and you get to build a lot more brand within your community as people get to see your trucks running around, or your employees running around in your uniforms and stuff like that. So yeah, there's benefits to both. There's definitely benefits and pros and cons to both, but uh, and you can do both without ever, in that same way, keeping that list and dialing through them once you do have work available for them, as long as you have that a process for them to follow once we reach out. Let's go through that. So we need to have a fully thought out employee onboarding system, because the cleaning industry is mostly about recruiting. We need to make sure that our process for bringing on new employees is smooth sailing. It needs to be smooth, quick, and easy for someone to go through. And if you don't know if your onboarding process is easy to go through, try to pretend like you're an employee, or have your wife or daughter or somebody of age, or somebody who can go through the process as a test, and see if it's easy for them to get through. See if it's easy for them to look for a job in your industry and find you, See if it's easy for them to apply for that job, what they have to go through. What's the next step? Do they get to an interview pretty easily? How much effort does that take from you? How many buttons do you have to click? And try to minimize that. And how do they go from that step? How do they know when to show up for work? Or how do they know what to do when they get to work? All of those things need to be thought out, and all those things need to be created before you start bringing on employees. Especially if you don't want to be the one cleaning. These things have to be thought out already. So, and this is things that you can buy from the different entities if you don't want to create them yourself. But I always suggest creating it yourself. Otherwise, you kind of run the risk of just making a copycat business and setting some things up that don't work for you. But think about the things that work for you, and go through the process, and just address each of the steps of the process, and make sure that it's easy to do, easy to follow, and fast. And the more you focus on that, the faster you'll be able to bring on high quality and high performing cleaners to go and service these accounts. Same with contractors. You'll be able to bring on and keep, if you're managing those relationships with their contractors. You'll be able to bring them on fast, and especially once you build a relationship, and once you guys have a routine and you know what it's like to work with each other, you'll be able to bring on new clients pretty quickly. And that's really all what it comes down to, is how quickly can you get the client started, and how quickly can you get those employees trained in working in those facilities, so that you can start collecting those monthly revenue checks, especially for commercial. I don't even remember if this person was residential or commercial, just kind of judging. uh, I think I do remember she was commercial. So yeah, especially in commercial, these are monthly recurring accounts. So if the contract is $1,000 a month, that's $12,000 a month in annual recurring revenue. So these are big dollar amounts. So $2,000 a month, that's over $20,000 a year in yearly revenue. So it's worth all the effort that you put into it. It's worth it all. It's worth saving your money so that you're okay. It's worth saving your business's money as the business makes money, so that the business has money in the future to survive and cover payroll for 3 months after something happens. All that's a principle that's basic money management, is to save money. Save money. A lot of people just aren't saving money, and I want you to start there. Start saving money so that you're not worried about how the rent's going to get paid, and you can focus on bringing in new clients and onboarding your new employees. Um, can't stress enough how important that is. Like, you're more important than never cleaning, and not ever pushing a wand and feeling like you need to be at the top of the business and not working in the business and working on the business. Yeah, all that stuff's great and all that stuff's fine and hunky dory, but if you're broke, that's the first thing you need to take care of. Like, if you're broke, that's the first thing you need to take care of. Everyone wants to go straight to, like, everyone wants to go straight to the entrepreneur quadrant. Everyone wants to go straight to the investor quadrant. There's levels to this. There's levels to this stuff, and there's levels for a reason. You don't necessarily have to go back to employee, but when you own the business and you're cleaning, you're not at the employee stage. You're self-employed. That's different. That's completely different. You're a boss of yourself, but you're still a boss. You don't work for anybody when you're self-employed. Yes, you have clients that you service, but you work for yourself, and it's okay to be self-employed. The self-employed cleaner, as a self-employed cleaner, I made six figures, $120,000 a year take home as a self-employed janitor, and it wasn't hard. I worked like 3-4 days a week for like 4 hours a night, and I was making an easy six figures. And it wasn't until I needed to, like, start bringing people on that I had to take less money home for myself. And that's what you have to do in order to scale. You have to start, obviously, once you save and you make sure all your bills are paid, you got a savings, and that you're not going to go homeless should everything go bad, and end up back at square one. But yeah, you gotta make some sacrifices, whether that's some money, or if you don't have money, you're gonna have to sacrifice some time or some effort. Put in some effort or some sweat equity. Some sweat equity. Sorry, fumbling over my words over here. But again, this isn't a planned podcast. I kind of just am here, rambling because I was passionate about this, and I am passionate about this topic. So I want you guys to have success. I want you guys to have full pockets. I just want you guys to have pockets full of money. Is that so wrong that I say things like that? That I say things like you should get paid up front or you should save money? Like, I don't tell you anything crazy. I tell you to put money in your pocket. Like it's wild that I even have any remote like a remote. I'm not saying this person had any pushback whatsoever, but it's crazy that online I get any amount of pushback from any of the things that I say because I don't say anything but keep your money. Ask for your money and keep it. Those are like two main principles of this channel and the things that I put out. Ask for your money and keep it when you get it. That's it. It's that simple. It's a super simple thing. Everyone wants to overcomplicate the business in the beginning. Like you gotta make money. You gotta make money, and you gotta keep your money. Otherwise, you're gonna spin your wheels. You're gonna be in the same spot over and over again. A lot of people, that's their main problem. Even like, I don't want this to be a personal finance episode. I really want you to understand that yes, you can just by focusing and understanding that you are in the recruitment business. That this is all about employees. Obviously, you're going to set up your SEO and your marketing that you can do from home. But you got to leave the house at some point. You got to create marketing. You're going to have to get reviews. You're gonna try. You're gonna want to get before and after. So you may not have to clean, but somebody's got to like go to these locations so that you can get or at least make systems or make a way for these things and this content to come to you. So there's still things for you to do. You're still going to be working. You're still going to be non-stop working. But at some point, like, yeah, you're gonna have to get up and move around. If you think you can do it all and never leave your house, then it might be possible, but that's gonna take a lot of work. That's gonna take a lot of work from your computer and from like you gotta do a lot of studying. And if you yeah, that's gonna be tough. I'm not saying it's not possible because it can definitely be done to someone with the right mindset. But the person with that type of mindset probably also has the mindset to get up and get after it and use some elbow grease as well. So, but if you believe you can, I do want you to do it. If you believe that you can, never touch a broom, never clean, I encourage that. Go ahead and try because that's running a business, and the more that you practice running a business, the better you're going to get at it. So I do encourage you to try. But yeah, start by building that list of your contractors, reaching out to those cleaning companies that are in your area. Um, but and that be your focus is building those relationships, making sure those people trust you, negotiating those rates, and yeah, do all the other normal stuff, all the normal free marketing that actually puts your business out there. And then as you get those leads and you manage your relationships with your contractors, your business will grow. But in those processes and procedures that you can enforce on a contractor, you can't tell them a whole lot. They're their own business, but there can be some process and procedure to how they go about working with you and how they go about working with your clients. So you can control that a little bit. So definitely do as much as you can in the controlling of how things work within your business and make sure you design it to work for you because that's the business's purpose is to give cash to the owner, to make the owner money. That's why the business exists. But uh, let's see. So starting your cleaning business without ever cleaning. As far as drumming up business, that's the easy part. You can cold call, you can go door to door, you can exhaust your personal network, and you can run ads. You don't have money for running ads, all the other things will work. You just have to be good at them. That's it. You also have to be good at running ads. That's also a skill based thing. It just costs money as well. Everyone thinks just because you pay for ads, they just automatically work. No, that's not how running ads works. Just because you run ads and you put something in front of people, that doesn't mean it's just going to work. You have to understand how these platforms work. You have to understand conversion tracking. You have to understand optimizing landing pages, optimizing your ads, optimizing the creative, making new creative. Creative is always a variable of success when it comes to ads anyway. But everything else also that's given that everything else is set up right and done properly. Buying ads is not a fix all anything. It's just as hard as cold calling. It's just as hard as door to door sales. It's just as hard as making social media posts. It's just as hard as DMing companies. It's just as hard. It's all skill based. It's all skill based. So whatever you're the best at, whatever you're better at, is what's going to drum up business for your cleaning business. That's where it has to come from. There's no better, you know, anything as far as outreach is concerned, with like letting people know about your business. You gotta tell somebody. You gotta let people know that you're in business. And those are all the proven ways that all service businesses get revenue and get new clients. All the free ways, and then running ads on the paid platforms where it makes sense, wherever your clients are. I don't know your niche, so I can't like say specifically that your client's going to be on LinkedIn like most businesses, but or or whatever. But pay attention to your clients, whatever your niche is, whatever platforms they're spending time on, whatever magazines they're reading, whatever websites they're going to. That's where you want to show up, and also in search. Most of this business comes from search. The majority of business comes from search because someone says, "Hey, this building's dirty," or "I don't like the cleaner. They've missed this garbage for the sixth time, and I'm done with them. Give me a new client, or give me a new cleaner." And they're gonna go right on their computer, hop on Google, and say, find a cleaner near me, or store cleaner near me, or what have you, floor stripping in Scottsdale, Arizona, or wherever the heck you are. And so people are searching for those things. You want to come up, which makes SEO a huge priority for you. That's almost free business. You put sweat equity into learning SEO, do it well, and you'll come up in search. And that's money and leads come into you. But yeah, the real key to being able to get started without cleaning is to already have cleaners ready when you get clients. I don't know what like I don't know if you thought there was some group that you can join where everything's just ready and just like a business on demand, or other cleaners on demand. No, you're gonna have to build those relationships. You have to foster those relationships. uh, Cleaning companies don't just, contrary to popular belief, they don't just work with any contractor. Especially knowing me, like if you run across some me who already doesn't want to work for a contractor, even when I was, before I decided not to, I was already skeptical of it because, if you're reaching out to me saying that, you want me to clean this building for you, but you're not the actual building owner, and your name has a cleaning business name, I'm gonna be like, why aren't you cleaning it if you're a cleaning company? Why are you asking me to clean it? So I know if you're a cleaning company, you're probably making money, more money than I am. So I'm like, why wouldn't I just go ahead and get the full amount? But some people, they have no idea how to market themselves. They have no idea how to sell or bring in leads. So they go through contractors. That's what contractors do. You get leads. You're good at getting leads. You're good at bringing in new clientele and new interest into your business, into your service, and then you give that business to your contractors. But everything is skill based. And a lot of this sounds like people who just don't want to take the time to build skills, to build a skill. Whatever you do in business, however you decide to approach it, and however you decide to go about getting new clients, you're probably going to have to sit down for a bit and get better at that. It's inevitable. It doesn't matter what level you're at. You're probably going to have to sit down and get better at that at some point, unless you come into this business with that particular skill. So like me for sales and commercial sales or B2B sales, I came in with that knowledge. So that helped me. I leaned on the B2B sales, cold calling and door to door. It was a strength of mine already. Now I don't need to sell. Now I'm incredible at. I've studied. I was trash at graphic design and marketing and creating media. Now I'm a beast at it. And now I lean heavily on that. I still can sell. I still know how to sell, but now I like attracting clients more. So it's a skill. You work on it over time, year after year. Understanding where you are, not being delusional about where you are. Understanding where you are and where your skill level is currently, and not letting when it's not where you want it to be, not letting that affect you or deter you from improving to get to the level that you need it to be. It has to be done. Absolutely has to be done. But I really wanted to come and bring you guys some value with this podcast. I hadn't uploaded a podcast in a little bit, and we got some podcasts in the pipeline. I wanted to hop on to make sure you guys know that there are some cool podcasts coming up. We got guests coming next week and the week after that. So we had a few weeks straight of some really solid podcasts and incredible guests. I don't want to give too much away right now, but you will be hearing about it soon. Make sure you're following us at Cleaning Boss Family on TikTok and IG. I've been posting on there a little bit more lately. Been trying to stay stay consistent with it. Opus Clips has been helping me a lot with that, but the naming on Opus Clips is slowing me down because that AI names has some weird naming structures and doesn't always understand exactly what's going on in the clips. But it's helped a lot. So if you're looking for a way to chop up your long form content into short form content, I love using Opus Clips for that. And so uh, and you can go in and edit. I'm just kind of lazy and wanted to just work for me. But yeah, more coming out, more podcasts coming out. Brandon Orr on the podcast next week. Hopefully, we'll have Marcus from Clean Things Solution on. Hopefully, the week after that, I'll reach out to him. And I will be in New Orleans on July 6th in the city, in the boot, man, back in my hometown. So if you guys want to link up or get together, I did want to host a workshop down there and work with some people, but not getting enough interest, and that's cool. So I may just try to do some podcasts, and whoever reaches out to me while I'm down there, I would be more than happy to link up and help you out and see if we can do something, maybe drum up some business while I'm down there, so you can see how I roll and see my process and how I approach things. And I'm hoping to just go down there and grab a few accounts for somebody, just kind of show, just kind of create another boss family member. Really, that's really it. It's all for the brand. But what else we got going on, man? The app, please go and check out the app, man. 14 days free. Uh, right now at mycleaningboss.com or mycleaningboss.app, and try the app out. I think it's really cool. Geofence tracking for your geofence timekeeping and tracking for your employees. The dashboard is incredible. That you see all of your locations and whether or not they've been cleaned or their status right on the dashboard. Scheduling, your employees can see their schedule and what they need to do next on top of the checklist and time trials, pictures of locations and building sections. It's an incredible app, really, full service tool for running your cleaning business from your phone. I really only need that and like three other apps or softwares, and I can run my entire cleaning business. But check out Cleaning Boss at mycleaningboss.com or mycleaningboss.app to get started, and I would greatly appreciate it. It's one of the best ways to check out to support the channel. It's one of the best ways to support the channel and the podcast. Also, speaking of the channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel at DJ The Boss on YouTube. We are over 15,000 subscribers now, which is really cool. I love it, and we're definitely becoming a notable community here on the internet. I love it, and that's all thanks to you guys. I don't. It's not missed on me that I wouldn't be able to do any of this stuff, and this brand isn't built without the support of this community. So shout out to the Cleaning Boss family, the realest community on the internet. I appreciate y'all, man. Love y'all. Make sure I go download the free proposal template. If you don't have a way to offer to present your offer to your potential clients, I have a free proposal template for you to use. It does have my pictures. These are my actual business pictures, so don't go using my stuff, man. Go and change it. Change out the pictures to your pictures, change out the colors to your colors, and of course, change out the information to whatever you're offering to your potential client. But it's a professional way to do proposals. I learned it probably about 4 or 5 years ago. This way of doing proposals, and it really, really helps me to close a lot more deals because I think it's just you put more time into it, you pay more attention to how it's done, and that comes off, and that your end user can see that and they can sense that, and it does feel a lot more premium when they do business with you because they're just seeing regular standard invoices and estimate sheets from these other companies. They're not presenting their offer to them. They're not It's not a proposal. They're just kind of giving them a price estimate. So check out the proposal template, download it in the link in the description, the link in the show notes, depending on where you're watching this. If you are listening to this via audio, make sure you rate and review the podcast. Give us 5 stars, man. We really appreciate it. And give us a comment. Let us know what you think of the podcast. All that stuff really helps out. The engagement really helps out, and it also helps me out because I know what I need to create or what I need to work on. And I would really like to improve this podcast and make it be one of the most valuable things for the cleaning industry. So yeah, go do that. Rate and review the podcast. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you. A lot of people watch the videos and not subscribe to the channel. And also become a channel member, and you'll be able to see these podcasts in video form. And trust me, sometimes you want to see them in video form because we will be doing screen shares and things like that inside of my Google Ads account and my Facebook ads account and my marketing and stuff like that. I will be opening the curtain on this podcast. So definitely make sure you become a channel member. You don't want to miss any of that good stuff. Finally found a way to bring some value to the channel members. So shout out to the channel members who prop up the channel financially. I love y'all. And shout out to everybody for supporting the channel in any way that you do. And in all honesty, I appreciate all of it. If you're watching, you don't subscribe. If you scroll past and hover over my video, I appreciate it. I appreciate all the interaction and all the support that I get. So thank you guys. Um, yeah, it's been surreal, and I can't wait to do this again, man. Until next time, I hope you guys got a lot of value from this podcast. Go out there and get started, man. Put in some sweat equity, put in that elbow grease, get to work, man. Don't be afraid to clean. But if you're not going to clean, make sure you're putting in that work and being prepared and preparing everything before you get started. Make sure you think through those processes from start to finish, and then go after it. Get started. There's no reason to wait. There's absolutely no reason to wait. No reason whatsoever at all to wait. Look at me. Look. There's no reason at all to wait. I know you think you need to wait until you get your LLC or wait until I order these products or I'm gonna wait till my business cards come. You don't need any of that stuff. You don't need any of that stuff to tell someone you want to clean and for them to say yes. You don't need anything. You can start doing that right now. Right now. You can turn off this podcast and literally walk over to someone, tell them, "Hey, I own a cleaning business. Can I clean for you?" It's that simple. Get out there and start doing it. Start building your business. I love y'all, man. Keep that boss mentality. Peace.